Hi students, today we are going to discuss about very important plant tissue, that is xylem. So before we start our discussion, I want to have some water. Now we can start. The water is essential for the plants, animals, whole living world. The xylem is a water conducting tissue in the plants. So here you may observe a very huge tree, and this huge tree contains abundant amount of xylem, and in the xylem 1,20,000 liters water is conducted at this moment. So large amount of xylem which is present in this tree. The xylem is the most abundant tissue in the terrestrial plants. The function of xylem is a conduction of water. The xylem is complex permanent tissue. Permanent tissue means it has lost the property of division. It never divides again. The xylem tissue have lost the property of division. Therefore, it is known as permanent tissue. Why it is said to be complex? Because it contains different cell elements. We will study one by one. The vessels, tracheids, xylem, parenchyma, xylem fiber. These are the cell elements present in the xylem. So all these four elements forming together a complex structure, it is known as xylem. So xylem is having different cell elements, and therefore it is known as very complex tissue. It contains these four cell elements. Out of these four, the vessels, tracheids and fibers, these are the dead tissues, and only the xylem parenchyma is living tissue. The living tissue means it is having protoplasm, and dead tissue means they have lost the protoplasm. So xylem is considered as a dead tissue because it contains three cell elements which are dead. Therefore, the xylem is considered as a dead tissue and phloem is considered as a living tissue. Now, we'll discuss these elements one by one. Firstly, about the vessels. So, we'll study vessels and tracheids comparatively. Here, this is the vessel and this is the tracheid. We'll study comparatively. The vessel is short. The tracheid is long. The vessel is broad. The tracheid is narrow. The vessels are present only in angiosperms. The vessels are present only in angiosperm and some gymnosperm. In gymnosperm, the order Nitales is having vessels. But the tracheids, they are present in all vascular plants. That means they are present in angiosperms, they are present in gymnosperm, they are present in pteridophytes. In all vascular plants, tracheids are present. Angiosperms, they are present only in angiosperms. In angiosperms, there are two groups, dicots and monocots. In dicots, The vessels, they are angular. Their outline is angular, while they are, in monocots, the outline of the vessel is exactly round. In dicot, it is angular. Both vessels and tracheids, they are thick walled. They are thick walled, and there is deposition of a chemical known as lignin. So because of that, they are becoming thick, and the thickening shows various patterns in both tracheids and vessels. Thickening shows various patterns. Which are the patterns? The annular means ring like, the spiral means spring like, the scalariform, that means ladder shaped, reticulate means network, pitted, simple pitted and bordered pitted. Here the pits are having bordered pitted. So these are different types of thickenings which are present in the vessels and tracheids. They are very thick walls, and they are having different patterns of wall thickening: annular, spiral, scalariform, reticulate, simple pitted and bordered pitted. So vessels, function of vessel and trachid: conduction of water. They conduct the water. Then we'll study about the xylem parenchyma. It is the only living tissue. It is the only living tissue in the xylem. All three elements, the vessels, the tracheids, the xylem fibers, these are the dead elements, and the xylem parenchyma is the only living tissue. The xylem parenchyma is associated with the vessels and tracheids. They store the starch and tannins, and they are useful, they are helpful in the lateral conduction. The vessels and tracheids, there is longitudinal conduction of water, and whenever there is a lateral conduction of water, the xylem parenchyma plays very important role. Then the last element is xylem fibers. They are, the structure of xylem fiber is like this. They are long, having tapering ends, and they are also thick walled. The cell wall is made up of lignin. So these are the four elements you remember: vessels, tracheids, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. You study the vessels and tracheids comparatively. So this is about the xylem cell elements. Function of vessels and tracheids is conduction of water. Function of xylem parenchyma is storage, and function of xylem fiber is to give mechanical support. Therefore, the function of xylem we can mention as conduction of water is the main function. Besides that, it gives mechanical support to the plant. Two important words about the xylem you have to remember about: protoxylem and metaxylem. Protoxylem and metaxylem. The protoxylem is, we will study comparatively. Protoxylem, whenever there is formation of vascular bundle, these are the tissues. The xylem firstly formed, it is known as the protoxylem, and after protoxylem formation, there is formation of metaxylem. The protoxylem, in stem, protoxylem is present at the center, and in the root, protoxylem is present at the peripheral region. The metaxylem is present at the peripheral region in stem, and in root it is present at the center. In the stem, the condition protoxylem is present at the center, metaxylem is present at the periphery. This condition it is called endarch xylem. And in root, protoxylem is present at the periphery and metaxylem is present at the center. This condition it is known as exarch xylem. In protoxylem, tracheids and vessels are present in less amount. In metaxylem, tracheids and vessels are present in large amount. In protoxylem, xylem parenchyma is more. In metaxylem, xylem parenchyma is present in less amount. So here about the xylem, you remember the 4 elements, which are these: vessels, tracheids, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fibers. These 4 elements you have to remember, and you have to remember 2 important words: protoxylem and metaxylem. Okay, thank you. That's all. Thank you.